Diamonds were first discovered in India, and there is evidence of this in the 4th century trade. It is believed that diamonds were traded from India to other countries through the Silk Route, but no such piece of diamond has been found till now. It was such that people would just keep staring at it. With the passage of time, the diamond had made its place as a precious stone. In the 13th century, when there was not even a single diamond mine in the whole world, a diamond was discovered in India whose shine made people crazy. Further, the eyes of the great kings were astonished. This diamond was very unique. Nobody knew then that this diamond would become so unique and priceless in the coming days that whoever would see it would just keep looking at it as its popularity increased. As the competition to acquire it increased among the kings of that time, today's story is of Kohinoor, a diamond extracted from the coke of India and which is today a heritage of Britain. It is not that it was ever going to add to the glory of India. Kohinoor came to Britain overnight, or they took it away in some war. The story of Kohinoor is very long. After traveling from one kingdom to another in India, this diamond was finally given to the British crown as a so-called gift. Another interesting thing here is that it was stolen from the Taj Mahal of the Mughal Sultanate. During its journey from being a diamond to becoming the crown of Queen Victoria, this diamond was never bought or sold. Perhaps that is why this diamond is considered priceless till date. But Kohinoor has its own story. Many people lost their lives in its shine. The world is still unaware of many stories of its desire. So let us take you to the shining stories of Kohinoor and tell you those stories which have been lost behind its shine. Indian government has said it would make all possible efforts to get back the priceless Kohinoor diamond that is part of the Queen Mother's crown. Malik Kafur destroyed the temple and brought it from there. This incredible diamond is not just made for free. There are many stories prevalent about the origin of the Kohinoor diamond. According to one such story, this diamond was given to Lord Krishna by Jamwatji about 5,000 years ago. During the Mahabharata period, this diamond was given to Lord Krishna by the year 1850. Till then it was known as Mani, but the story about it does not end here. Where Kohinoor is said to be from the Mahabharata period, it is also said that this diamond was found in a river 3,200 years ago. Well, whatever the truth may be. But till date, accurate and valid information about the origin of this diamond has not been collected. Kohinoor was the largest diamond in the world at the time of its discovery, and its total weight was around 793 carats. Later, this diamond was carved several times, due to which its weight has reduced to around 105.6 carats. However, despite being cut many times, Kohinoor still remains one of the largest cut diamonds in the world according to many claims. The story of Kohinoor begins in the 13th century when the Kakatiya dynasty ruled in present-day Andhra Pradesh. In those days, there was only one mine in Golconda which was being excavated. Kohinoor was discovered in the coal mines of this place. At the time of going, India was ruled by kings and emperors, so whenever a priceless thing was discovered, it was handed over to the king. Similarly, as soon as Kohinoor was found, it was handed over to the king of the Kakatiya dynasty. The king was impressed by its beauty and shine. He was very impressed, and he got this diamond fitted in the left eye of his family deity Bhadrakali. Soon, this became the talk of the town in the whole of India, and the news of this reached the king of Delhi Sultanate, Alauddin Khilji. In those days, Khilji was dreaming big about the expansion of his empire, and wanted to expand his kingdom in the southern part of India as well. A few months later, Khilji's army under the command of Malik Kafur attacked the Kakatiya dynasty and looted Kohinoor, after which Kohinoor came to Alauddin Khilji and became a part of Delhi Sultanate. Later, Tughlaq Khan defeated Khilji and took over Delhi Sultanate. By then, Kohinoor had become so popular that whenever a king defeated another king, the defeated king would get a gift of Kohinoor. Similarly, Kohinoor also went to Tughlaq through Khilji. After reaching Tughlaq, Kohinoor reached Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Later, through Tughlaq, Kohinoor came into the hands of King Hoshang Shah of Malwa. After becoming the king of Gaya Malwa, Hoshang Shah wanted to conquer his neighboring state Gwalior. At that time, Gwalior was being ruled by the Tamara king Dhanjendra Singh. Hoshang Shah attacked Gwalior as soon as he got the chance, but he was badly defeated by Dhanjendra Singh. To save his life, Hassa Shah handed over all his wealth, including Kohinoor, to Dhanjendra Singh. This incident is also mentioned in Baburnama, which there is also the first documentation of this diamond. Through Dong Dr. Singh, this diamond reached the last Tomar ruler, King Vikramaditya. By that time, the power of the Delhi Sultanate had come into the hands of Ibrahim Lodhi. Ibrahim Lodhi had also heard the great talks of Kohinoor. So, to expand his empire and get this diamond, he attacked Gwalior. King Vikramaditya was defeated in this war. After the defeat, King Vikramaditya had to keep all his wealth, including Kohinoor, in Ibrahim Lodhi's Agra fort. But Ibrahim Lodhi, this joy of victory did not last long, and only after a year he had to lose both his power and Kohinoor to Babur. In fact, during that time Babur, with the dream of ruling Delhi, had attacked India several times since 1519, but he had to return defeated every time. In 1526 Babur again attacked India. This time he fought with Ibrahim Lodhi in Panipat. In this fierce battle, which lasted for many days, Ibrahim Lodhi was killed. Kohinoor came into the possession of Babur. Babur was impressed with Kohinoor and discussed it extensively in his autobiography Babur Nama. He praised Kohinoor and wrote that this diamond is so priceless that the entire world can be fed for one day with its price. Although Babur did not mention the name of this diamond as Kohinoor anywhere in Babur Nama, which makes it clear that the name of this diamond was not Kohinoor till that time. After Babur, Humayun became the next king of the Mughal dynasty, and along with power, Kohinoor also came to him. Within a few years of getting power, Humayun's empire started falling apart. His younger brothers rebelled against him, due to which he had to divide his empire among his brothers. After dealing with his brothers, he started uniting his empire. No sooner had he done this than the Afghan ruler Shah Suri attacked him. In 2 years, 2 battles were fought between the two at Chausa and Kannauj. Both times Humayun had to face defeat, and he had to leave everything and flee to Iran and become king. Thomas had to take refuge at Thomas' place. Tahmasp kept him under his protection for many years. Pleased with his behavior, he gifted the Kohinoor to him. In this way, Kohinoor reached Iran for the first time outside India. The Kohinoor reached Iran's King Thomas for almost a year. It remained there for 3 years, after which Kohinoor returned to India again, where till now many kings had laid down thousands of dead bodies to grab Kohinoor. But King Tahmasp was not particularly interested in it, so he gave it to the king of Ahmednagar and his own son. He gifted it to his close friend Nizam Shah, who was crazy about Kohinoor. After coming to India, Kohinoor remained with Nizam Shah for a few years, and then through him, it reached the king of Golconda, Qutb Shah. In the year 1656, this diamond somehow reached the house of Qutb Shah. The prime minister came into the hands of Mir Jumla, who used it to get close to Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan was very fond of attractive things. Due to this hobby, he started making a peacock throne. It is said that it took 10 years to get this peacock throne made. Shah Jahan spent twice as much as Taj Mahal. He installed many kinds of diamonds, gold, and precious stones in the throne and placed Kohinoor on the topmost part of the throne. But Shah Jahan could not sit on that throne for long, and later his son Aurangzeb arrested him and put him in jail. Along with seizing his father's power, Aurangzeb also seized Kohinoor. After seeing Kohinoor, Aurangzeb was very attracted to it, and to make it even more attractive, he hired a famous jeweler to carve it. But during the cutting, a large part of Kohinoor broke, due to which it became only 186 carats instead of 793 carats. When Aurangzeb came to know about this, he became very angry, and he imposed a huge fine on the jeweler and kept it in his treasury. While Kohinoor was famous for its shine, it is also said that whoever kept this diamond with him in the beginning, he lost every diamond in his life. The flag of victory was hoisted at that place, but with the passage of time, this diamond became the reason for its ruin. In the coming years, people saw this coming true. After being discovered, whichever king this diamond went to, his empire collapsed very fast. Mughal Emperor Babur, Humayun, and Shah Jahan had Kohinoor, and they had to go through the worst time at the end of their rule, whereas the diamond was never with Mughal Emperor Akbar, and he was the most popular ruler among the Mughals. During the empire, Kohinoor reached the king of this dynasty, Muhammad Shah Rangila, who was also known as Bahadur Shah Rangila. The Mughals had weakened during this period. Taking advantage of this, the ruler of Iran, Nadir Shah, attacked and killed Bahadur Shah Rangila's empire. He devastated the entire Delhi and caused a terrible massacre in the whole of Delhi. Whoever came in his way lost his life. Within a few days, Nadir Shah looted all the wealth of the Mughals and also took possession of the peacock throne built by the king. But till now, he had not found the Kohinoor whose brilliance he had heard about. In fact, the reason he had not got the Kohinoor till now was because Bahadur Shah Rangila kept it hidden in his turban. When Nadir Shah came to know about this, to achieve this he asked Bahadur Shah to wear each other's turbans to celebrate their victory. Bahadur Shah, who had already lost the battle, did not want to risk his life by disobeying Nadir Shah, so he was forced to take off his turban. As soon as Bahadur Shah took off his turban, the diamond fell on the ground. Its light spread all around. Seeing this, Nadir Shah got scared, and the word Kohinoor came out of his mouth, which means it was the mountain of light. Since then, this diamond came to be known as Kohinoor. After a few days, Nadir Shah returned to Iran with his army after looting a lot of wealth including Kohinoor from India. Despite the passage of time, his attraction towards Kohinoor did not diminish. He is so crazy about Kohinoor, he wanted to keep it in front of his eyes all the time. So Nadir Shah started tying Kohinoor to his emperor. Everything went well for a few years, but then Kohinoor started showing its effect on Nadir Shah's emperor as well. His life was ruined to such an extent that in the last days he lost his mental balance and started suspecting his own loyal bodyguards. Due to this suspicion, he removed all his commanders and appointed Ahmed Shah Durrani as the commander in their place and ordered to abolish the bodyguards. But Nadir Shah's old bodyguards came to know about his planning, after which two bodyguards named Salih Khan and Muhammad Khan Qajar killed Nadir Shah the same night. Later, Nadir Shah's financial officer Muhammad Kazim Marvi killed Alam Arai Nadari. Wrote a book by the name in which the name of this diamond was mentioned as Kohinoor, which is the first valid source of this diamond being named Kohinoor. After the death of Nadir Shah, his empire was captured by Ahmed Shah Durrani, and he took Kohinoor from Iran to Afghanistan. In this way, Kohinoor reached Iran from India and then Afghanistan. After this, Kohinoor came to Shah Shuja Durrani, a descendant of Ahmed Shah Durrani in Afghanistan. With the changing times, the thrones keep changing and Kohinoor keeps changing. But the kings who owned the property kept changing, but one thing that did not change was the shine of Kohinoor and people's attraction towards it. Once someone asked Shah Shuja's wife Wafa Begum to predict the price of Kohinoor. Begum answered this. He said that if 4 strong wrestlers throw 1 stone each in all 4 directions towards the sky, and then if the distance covered by the 5 stones is filled with gold, then even the value of all that gold would not be equal to that. It can be imagined from the Begum's point that why Kohinoor was so priceless and popular. After getting the power and Kohinoor, initially everything was going well during the reign of Shah Shuja Durrani. He had captured many nearby areas. By winning Yor, he had increased his power, but suddenly there was a split in his family, and his brothers revolted against him and dethroned him. Shah Shuja Durrani had to flee from Afghanistan with his wife to Lahore, where Raja Ranjit Singh gave them refuge. Maharaja Ranjit Singh not only allowed him to stay in Lahore, but also motivated him to regain his power. In order to regain power, he attacked Attock but was defeated by the ruler of Attock, Jahan Dad Khan. She was arrested and put in Srinagar jail. As soon as Maharaja Ranjit Singh got the news of this, he sent his commander Mahakam Chand to Kashmir to get her released. After which Mahakam Chand got her released and brought her to Lahore. Maharaja Ranjit Singh got her husband released. Wafa Begum was very happy that her life was saved, and she gifted Kohinoor to Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was the king of the Sikh Empire. At that time, India was under British rule. So many British officers used to visit his house. Achieved after doing this, whenever the British officers visited his house, he used to show Kohinoor with great pride and praise it. He often used to roam around among the public on big festivals like Diwali, Dashera, with it tied on his hand. Kohinoor was so dear to him that he used to show it many times. They used to carry it with them even during wars. In the initial days when Kohinoor came to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he won many important battles, but this was the peace before the turmoil that was to come in his life. With time, Kohinoor Maharaja it had started showing its effect on Ranjit Singh as well. By 1839, he was surrounded by many diseases. The condition of the Maharaja, who was once called the Shuri Punjab, had become so bad that he was not able to get up from his bed on his own. Seeing the last days of his life approaching, Maharaja Ranjit Singh started doing a lot of charity. He donated many of his precious possessions to temples and gurudwaras. His only wish was that the remaining Kohinoor should also be donated to a temple. But his ministers did not agree to this, due to which Kohinoor could not be donated to the temple. Maharaja Ranjit Singh died on June 27, 1839, without this wish being fulfilled. The news of donating Kohinoor to the temple was published in detail by many British newspapers. The news also caught the attention of Queen Victoria, after which Queen Victoria asked her officials to keep an eye on Kohinoor. After the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, his son Karak Singh became the king of the Sikh Empire, but it was difficult for him to handle such a large empire alone. People close to him were plotting against him. A few months after becoming the king, Karak Singh was poisoned to death. The unity of the Sikh Empire had cracked. People had become thirsty for each other's blood for about 4 years. This continued, and in the meantime many sons of Maharaja Ranjit Singh became kings, but all of them were put to death. Now only his youngest son Dalip Singh was left to take over the power of the Sikh Empire, who was only 5 years old. Of age despite this, he was made the king to save the Sikh Empire from disintegration. However, Dalip Singh was the king in name only. In reality, the reins of the Sikh Empire were in the hands of his mother Jind Kaur. Seeing the inexperienced king and the growing conspiracies, the British had to take over the Sikh Empire. They got a good opportunity and attacked Punjab in 1845. It became difficult for the Sikhs to face the English army, and within a few days the English won the war. After this, the English also took away Kashmir from the Sikh Empire 4 years later. In the early months of 1849. The British again attacked the Sikh Empire. The weakened Sikh Empire's army was soon forced to retreat, and on March 29, 1849, the British captured the Lahore fort. The British laid siege to Lahore in front of the Sikhs. A treaty proposal was put forward which he was forced to accept. After this treaty, the British announced to give Maharaja Dalip Singh an annual pension of £50,000, which is worth about 55 crores today. After this, the British put his mother Jind Kaur in prison and sent Dalip Singh to London to meet Queen Victoria. In this way, the British forever destroyed the last hope of uniting the scattered power of the Sikh Empire. After usurping the Sikh Empire, the Governor-General Lord Dalhousie himself came to Lahore Fort to get Kohinoor. After getting Kohinoor from here, he sent it to Queen Victoria in Britain on a ship on April 6, 1850. The ship carrying Kohinoor to Britain faced many difficulties on the way. When the ship was in the middle of the sea, due to a strong storm, the ship was about to sink. Somehow, after about 3 months, the ship reached Britain on June 29, 1850. It was sent to Britain so secret that not even a single person on the ship could know. People were not even aware of the presence of Kohinoor on it. After this, Kohinoor was handed over to Queen Victoria. Later, when the public came to know about it, people became excited to see it. After a huge demand from the people, it was returned after 3 years. Shown to the public, it was kept in London's Crystal Palace for the purpose of worship. A huge crowd gathered in London to see it. It was even said that such a huge crowd had never been seen in London before. But when the people there saw Kohinoor, they were not at all impressed. As soon as the news of people's reaction reached Queen Victoria, she felt very bad. To make Kohinoor more attractive, she ordered it to be carved in the European style. She wanted it to be given such a shape that it could be placed in her crown. After about 38 days, it was carved and placed in the crown of Queen Victoria. After recutting, the diamond was reduced to around 105 carats. After getting Kohinoor placed in her crown, Queen Victoria wore it till his last breath. Even after his death, it was worn only by queens instead of any king. The kind of belief that was created regarding this was also believed by the British somewhere. According to the belief, any man who kept Kohinoor with his wife, he would have suffered a loss if he had kept it with him, but Kohinoor, the curse of Kohinoor, has no effect on any woman. That is why it was used by the queens of Britain from generation to generation, and later it became the heritage of Britain. This Kohinoor, which has been adorning the queens of the British royal family for a long time, is now far beyond the reach of India. It had gone far away, but then when India became independent in 1947, many other countries including India started demanding Kohinoor from Britain, staking their claim on it. Kohinoor had been with different kings of many countries at different times, so it came into being all the countries believed that they had a right over Kohinoor. After many countries made claims, Britain refused to give Kohinoor to any of them. Till now, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran have made claims over Kohinoor.